So now, ladies and gentlemen, it's now time for the next speaker, and maybe please welcome with a huge round of applause, Ms. Saraswati Chandrasekhar, Executive Director, REC Limited. Can we have an applause, ladies and gentlemen, please?
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and the dignitaries and the dais. It's a privilege to talk about my company, REC, over here. First of all, what is it that we are doing? Why we are here? First of all, thanks, Mani, for that excellent introduction regarding the world scenario. Now, how it is happening in India? First, we'll understand about that. Current status, India stands at 1.7 gigawatt, and in the next up to 2030, the projection is somewhere around 8 gigawatt. And what are the key drivers? We have AI and cloud, 5G, data localization, and all those things are happening. How India is pushing the AI revolution. Infrastructure status has been given for the AI data centers. So in that case, getting a finance, it is going to be easy for them. Next is, there is a draft national policy, data center policy, which has been given. So that gives a 20-year tax holiday and permanent establishment status. There is an India AI mission, which aims to build the GPU clusters, Meghraj, our own cloud. And then state incentives, states are not leaving behind. They are also proposing so many incentives for the AI revolution. Uttar Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Maharashtra, they have proposed so many incentives. Now, where REC comes over here? See, REC is not only, REC is in the total value chain. REC is funding the power generation, RE generation, and now we are going into the data centers also. So what is REC? I will just give a brief introduction about our company. It's a public sector enterprise, CPSU under Ministry of Power. It's a Maharatna company. We were established in 1969. Whenever the government wanted growth, REC was there. Initially, it was pump set electrification. There was a lot of requirement for the pump sets. At that time, REC was there. We started with the mission of pump set energization. Subsequently, in 1998, we registered as an NBFC, and it's a long journey. 2008, we have conferred with Navaratna status. 2010, we became an IFC, infrastructure funding company. And 2022, we have been given a Maharatna status, and we are an NBFC. We are forayed into the infrastructure sector also. So how REC, what are all the various verticals? REC is financing generation, all types of generation, hydro, solar, wind, energy storage, hybrid, e-mobility, green hydrogen, and everything. REC is financing all the verticals here. And where, as I told earlier, wherever the government expected growth, REC was there. We are a preferred partner for all the government programs. See, energy is the backbone of any country. Once the energy consumption increases, the GDP of the country also improves, and thereby our growth increases. So wherever the energy has to be pushed, we are under Ministry of Power, and for all the Ministry of Power's government programs, we have been the nodal agency. For Rajiv Gandhi Gramin Vidyutikaran Yojana, Deen Dayal Gram Jyoti Yojana, RDSS scheme now, and Pradhan Mantri Sahaj Bijli Ghar Yojana Saubhagya, and now latest, last but not the least, now India Energy Stack. So REC is well into India Energy Stack. Now you see, for PM Surya Ghar Muft Bijli Yojana also, REC is the nodal agency. So that is where REC stands. So I will say REC is closely associated with energy and also growth. Now, how REC is going to help in this particular, or REC is going to participate in this particular AI. So, see, normally in India Energy Stack, REC is the knowledge partner and doing the work. And similarly, and we would like to be the preferred finance partner for the AI sector also. As she rightly said, as Ms. Mani rightly said, there are lots of challenges. But then when a panel like this sits here, they will definitely find out some good solutions for accelerating this. So now how we are going to go about it? See, as I told you, we are funding the whole value chain. We are financing the generation projects. A lot of power requirement is there, and a lot of green power requirement is also there. So REC has already funded around 64 gigawatt of renewable energy projects, and REC has funded almost 120 gigawatt of thermal projects. So you can see the scale in which REC can fund these projects. And not only generation, now REC has always financed transmission and distribution projects also. So as Ms. Mani said, how the lines, we have to plan the lines, transmission lines, the distribution lines come into that particular place in time. So REC is into all these sectors, so it becomes easy for us to coordinate and then make it possible. Now coming to the data center. Data center is the ultimate, ultimate user. But as rightly said by Ms. Mani, it is not only an user, it is going to be an enabler. Because once using AI, we'll be able to this thing, our grid also. We'll be able to do that also. Now, coming into the financing aspect of it. You can ask, you have normally experience of generation and distribution. Generally, you are into power sector. Where is the sector expertise in infrastructure financing? See, we started in infrastructure financing in the year 2022. And we have been, for the past 3 years, we have been funding infrastructure projects. And you will be definitely happy to note that almost 10% of our loan book is in infrastructure. We have funded various sectors. We have funded metro projects, Mumbai Metro and Chennai Metro now, the latest one. We have funded airports. We have funded ports. We have funded highways. And now we are going into the digital highway, that is the AI data center. What is the benefit? Benefit is we are funding the entire value chain, as I have already told you. We have a core competency. We are financing all the power infrastructure projects wherein we know the intricacies. Ms. Mani showed a slide that 64 gigawatt, how the PPAs have been signed. 26% is towards data center. So when we do a project appraisal, we see all these aspects. So we see that the factors which are going to help execute the project in time are there or not. That we definitely see. And we are a Maharatna. So, and a loan book of 5.82 lakh crores as on 31st December. So this is not a small one. So we have deep pockets. We'll be able to finance many of the projects, many of the data centers. And as an infrastructure status has already been given, it is easy for us to do this. And now, what is it that will push the customer to us, or the customer will be happy to do with us? Customer wants a flexibility. So you want a bigger tenure, you want a flexibility. So what we have got is, we have got a different project appraisal terms and terms here. We can give a tenure of say around 15 to 20 years. That's a good timing for any finance, for a project finance. And then we can go for a structured repayment. We understand the sector. Initially, maybe there is, the contracts are yet to be lined up. So maybe the structured repayment will definitely help the lender. Another thing is ease of doing business. See, if the customer, we are always near the customer. We have 20 regional offices across the country wherein the lender is near to you. So whenever you want anything, we are just a doorstep away from you. We will be able to talk to you immediately and then do the right things for you. So this is what mainly I wanted to talk about. So I now over to the session. I think the panelists will be in a position to do more about this particular session. Thank you. Thanks a lot.